going on YouTube? It's your favorite dead president, the JFK, here at Poetic Darkness, to bring you guys the war recap of Poetic Darkness versus TWSS, or they are more affectionately known as That's What She Said. So, want to preface this vid as always by saying this is the Town Hall 10-11 portion of the war recap. If you're looking for the Town Hall 9 portion, check the details, check the description. I'm going to have a link directing you over to that part of the war recap. And also, if you're really not interested in the initial commentary, war breakdown, all the details, keep scrolling down. I'm going to have timestamps and a key with all the attacks, the descriptions, and all that good stuff. So, however, if you're interested in hearing a little bit about the war before we get into the replays, you are in the right spot. So this was an arranged match. It was a lightweight match. And the breakdown was 4 Town Hall 11s, 10 Town Hall 10s, and then 26 Town Hall 9s. So if you guys are used to watching the majority of our wars, you know, usually we roll pretty heavy. A few more Town Hall 11s, a few more Town Hall 10s, and the majority of our searches, not quite as many Town Hall 9s. And this war definitely showed that our Town Hall 9 game was off. I'm going to get a little bit more into that in the Town Hall 9 portion of the vid, but I will say that, you know, TWSS cleared all our Town Hall 9s with no dips, and we needed several dips from our 10s to get their 9s clean. So, you know, great job to them. Their 9s just came out of the gates on fire, and ours were not. That's definitely the case. But obviously, you know, we were still able to pull out the W because our Town Hall 10 and our Town Hall 11s did just enough to help us squeak it out. But this was a scrappy war. So scrappy war against EE. Actually, this wasn't even scrappy. This was just sloppy from us. So sloppy war here. You know, just to kind of get into some of the Town Hall 10 stats, Town Hall 11 stats from our side. Want to give a shout out, first of all, to FW, my boy. First Town Hall 11 6-pack that he has had over at PD. 2 anti-3-star bases. I'm going to bring both of these replays here. His hit on 3 at the very end of the war, he literally had, I'm not even kidding, just a few minutes to plan it, and you can tell from the attack. But it was just legitimate awesome. It was a split royal quad LaLo, so we will get into that in a few minutes here. Shout outs to some of the Town Hall 10s as well. Jason with the first Town Hall 10 3-star in an arranged war here at PD. So, you know, he has been so close so many times. He has had some great intros, great attacks, just has not been able to come up with a triple yet in an arranged war. But he popped his cherry for PD, so great job to JB. 6-pack from Karl. He's back. So against EE, he had 2 fail attacks, and he is back to his usual in this one. So 2 great attacks from KM. He had a fresh triple on 12, actually. This wasn't a scouted base or anything, and a lot went wrong in that attack, but he still managed to pull out the 3-star there. MW with his typical 3-star per war, and SD with his typical 3-star per war as well. So, you know, Town Hall 11s and Town Hall 10s pulled it out for us. Just to kind of get into it, we were able to get 5 Town Hall 10 triples from the PD side. That's what she said, and they were able to pull off 2 Town Hall triples on our bases. What really happened, though, besides the 2 Town Hall 11 trips that we had, and they weren't able to get any, we actually had 3 dips that we failed on the PD side. You know, Club failed, Imp failed, and Big Easy all failed a dip, and I can't remember the last time any of those guys have actually failed a dip, period, much less all 3 of them in the same war. So it was kind of a comedy of errors. I mean, I don't really even know how to describe it. 2 dip fails over on the TWSS side. So, yeah, their 11s only failed 2 dips, where ours failed 3, but obviously those 2 Town Hall 11 triples and all the Town Hall 10 on Town Hall 10 triples made a huge difference in the war. But, you know, without further ado, let's get into these Town Hall 11 triples, then we'll get into the 10s. So this is FW again. He's going to be coming up from 12. This is going to be a nice, really nice queen charge with a ton of minors on the back end, or a mass minor, if you will. And what he's kind of going to do here with this queen walk, once he gets her to path around counterclockwise closer to 12 or 11, you know, he's going to bust her in here, and he's going to drop those guys quick enough where the mortar can't just totally vaporize them, and he only lost 1 to that cannon that was within range. But what kind of happens here is he plans on, like with this walk, pulling the CC, taking out the enemy AQ, taking out the Eagle, but I'm pretty sure he wanted his queen to actually move into this IT next. But what happens is she kind of goes a little bit bonkers and decides she's going to shoot a wall like the queen, loves to do when you try to plan like a long queen walker queen charge. And he is just able to rage her through it. So we're going to get to that in a second here. So drops the poison down, heals with the skellies. He's got the AQ banging on him, but he's still worried about the skellies first. Now it takes out the enemy AQ. Now he's going to take out the EA. And look at this. Starts to bang on the wall. Brutal. He's just going to drop that rage. He's like, screw it. I'm going to rage her through this. And now she's going to pull the enemy CC with another skelly trap coming. But luckily for him, he's still got a poison in the bag. He's got another rage on her, so she's going to be fine. All he's using this BK for here is, if you can tell, just for the funnel. Just want to make sure these miners, as many of them, go into this IT as possible. So here's the queen, broke through that wall, obviously. Now she's going to go to the town hall. She does not want to deal with this inferno. She's, like, totally ignoring it. Uses his Eternal Tome at the perfect time when a giant great bomb's going off, when the inferno was actually on those miners. So perfect timing on that. Troll Tesla here at 3. And now the queen's going to get back out and redirect. So he's just trying to hold off on that phase as long as he can. He's waiting. Now he uses it. And once that IT goes down and all these miners are up with this one heal still left in the bag, I mean, it's, even if the queen went down, it's game over. But love this queen AI this time. She's actually selecting the lower level walls to try to break through, and not the max wall. So queen's still working her way in. She's taking out that Expo, helping the miners get through what's left. No splash damage, so even though these great bombs are here and all the storages, if there's a wizard tower, could have been an issue on the backside, but like I said, since it's all point defenses, no big deal at all. Let's just kind of speed through this. This was this was clutch. I mean, there was only, less than 10 seconds in this raid when FW got done with it, so super sexy raid, man. All right, so here's the one that we all want to watch. This is the Split Royal LaLo, or Quad LaLoon. So he's going to start his BK up at 11, help out with one wizard on the army camp. Now he's going to bust his BK in, and he just wants his BK to deal with this AD. It's the whole purpose. And now he's going to drop his AQ over here, just wants her to path to this AD. So, I mean, this is a lot of tile counting right here, guys. Not not easy. That's pretty much all he did with this raid, was just count tiles, and then he's like, okay, I can take out these 2 ADs, and now I'm going to start my flight. So he's got the Warden on air. He's got the Warden behind his loons. Just using, and he's going old school with this one as well. I mean, he's using a ton of rages for this and freezes. Only a few haste for this one. Now, what's going to make this so much crazier is, I mean, not a great use of the Warden ability there, but it's not going to matter because the Warden's up with a few pops on the back end. Tons of loons right now, but look, the queen's just pretty much, she's chasing them all down. And is just brutal. I mean, she's finally backed off a little bit. They're finally out of range. The wizard tower luckily is targeting the hound, but still getting some loons. Taking a ton of the loon health down. Gonna drop his next rage. Powers the loons in a little bit, but they are not going to be able to last, unfortunately, through everything. Got through a lot, though. Couldn't take out the last Tesla either, unfortunately, but guess who can? The Grand Warden. Oh my God. Right down to the end. Let's slow this down. So this was like, I mean, you're talking with like a few seconds left, he somehow made it through. The Grand Warden, once it took out the Teslas and the enemy AQ, it was pretty much just a race against the clock, because he doesn't have to worry about not going to have to worry about the cannons, not going to have to worry about the mortars. I mean, and Grand Warden can do a decent amount of damage. It's just slow damage is all. So, gosh, no air bombs to worry about. Speed this up. Great LaLoon from Fetty. that bomb was going to track across and get them all. Awesome attack, man. Yeah. Split Royal Quad LaLo. You do not see that very often, especially with literally like just a few seconds of planning. So a dip from Big Easy, a dip from Imp, and a dip from Club. So now we got JB popping his cherry. Max Town Hall 10 too as well. Great job, JB. You don't see these a lot. You don't see a lot of Town Hall 10 on Town Hall 10 triples on a max base. Not very common at all. So this is Queen Walk VaMi, I guess you could say, with a few bowlers. Actually, I guess it's a cold-blooded VaMi. So very nice walk here as well. Starting the golem to create the funnel. Down from 6. Speed this walk up just a little bit. Use the poison for the enemy king. Gonna have to deal with a queen here in a second. Nice little rage right there. Healers finally get out of range. Takes out the enemy AQ. Now, it's not necessarily smooth sailing from here, but that was pretty huge. Wall breakers are in. Gonna pull the CC. And here comes the P.E.K.K.A. So, got one more poison save for the CC. Drops it maybe a little bit later than he wanted to, but he had a lot of troops he had to drop out, actually. So now healers are still on the queen, and the bowlers are in. Nice freeze on that IT. And here come the redheads. Totally wrecking shit. And the miners are going to come from 9. So he just wants to force these miners through as much of the base as possible. Saved his king's ability. Queen's still up. And now he's got his heal for those, I guess, a Tesla farm and the wizard tower. So perfect use of the heal right there. Speed this up just a tad. Queen's still up. Gonna take out the skelly traps. Gonna peel off. She's actually gonna get into this inferno. Look at this. Insane. And she deals with it. Sliver of health left. Great attack, JB, man. Love it, dude. So, let's see what we got next. SD. This is a pretty sweet one right here, guys. Another max Town Hall 10 almost. Just cannons is all we're looking at that aren't completely maxed. And we've got a Queen Walk. Go VaHo. We'll call it a Va because he does have a token Valk and could have some Valks in the CC. We'll find out. We will find out shortly. Nice use of wall breakers there. Actually splits open these compartments too. Gets him into a few different ones here. So SD is just the master of queen charges. Always queen charging. Drops his rage. Now she peels back around. This is pretty much bust her ability. And there's just enough left that he can get that down before the enemy CC comes out. Able to take out so much before that wizard on steroids or the baby dragon actually gets to him. Got a poison save for the queen as well with a rage. And at this point, it's just about, the queen shooting through the walls at some point. Or possibly redirecting over here. Let's see. You never know with her. Yep, shooting walls. Okay. So, starting his king over here. Going to use a jump. He's going to actually use 2 jumps. He's going to use 1 jump to get him into this compartment with the redheads and the king. And then he's going to do his next jump to get them into the IT compartment. Use some hogs on the outside just to help take out these point defenses and help them with pathing. There's the rage. And the redheads are in. They're going to get a few swings off, and that IT is totally toast. So they've done their job. Queen actually takes this jump. Super helpful. And he's sprinkling these hogs in now. Tons of hogs left. No heals, but it's not going to matter. Use a nice giant shield right here. Use some more target drop hogs, and he saved a few hogs for the back end as well, right here, which he's going to need them in a second. Now he's going to drop them in. He's going to target drop them on the back end. Some dirty little skelly traps here, but it's not going to matter because the AQ's in, and look at these troops coming around the BK and the wizards. What a great attack. Man, great job, SD. Just clean up now. Still got a few hogs left. You do not see the hogs, man, at Town Hall 10 and 11 near as much as we should. All right, get MW. I almost did not show this attack because we're going to be putting this one on the next Massacre of a Town Hall 10, but what the hell, right? we're going to show it anyway because it's the war recap. So, Queen Walk LaLoon, you know, Weed is pretty much our Town Hall 10 Air Master that we have. Just a monster at LaLoon. So, starting it from 9, and totally love when he does this, you know, Queen Walk with like a VaLaLo, it reminds me of Town Hall 9 so much because this was the shit at Town Hall 9 a few months ago. Black screen of death again, man. I'm gonna have to get some new hardware soon. So a nice little rage here. Gonna have to use her ability. Yep, there it goes. And she finally redirects to the IT. Now he's got his BK helping out. Sending the wall breakers in. Gets his... And unfortunately, the queen's still going to have to hit a wall because it did not break open this whole section. So he says, what the hell, I'm going to use a rage for the queen. And now the healers are going to help her out. Get in it. She's going to take out the baby dragon, which was huge. Now he can start his flight. So I was probably expecting those wall breakers to work a little bit different there. Kind of risky, but Wheat likes to take risk on his raids. So that's why you either see a spectacular raid or we either see a raid that he is not able to pull off. One of the two. Let's speed this up a little bit. Got that freeze. Got these haste to push these loons into that IT. Perfect. Now it's pretty much a race against the clock to see if the loons can get to the AD and can take it out in time. He's just got so many they're going to be able to handle it. Perfect. Queen is going to help out right there. And just tons of pups on the back end for cleanup. Look at this goblin. This killed me. It ran through all the mini bombs outside to deal with wall breakers. Yeah, so this was a close one. This was one that like came right down to the wire, but Weed had a few seconds left at the end because he had a nice split there with the pups and also with that last loon. Great hit from Weed here. Now we're going to be getting into my boy Karl Marx 6-pack. He's back. So, all right, we are looking at Queen Walk LaLo with a mass minion too. So bringing a few rages for his Queen Walk, bringing a jump for either his Queen for a charge or for his King, or a combination of the two possibly. Then he's got quite a bit of haste too that he's bringing with him here for this one. I'm pretty sure this was the fresh hit. Yeah, it was, because he wanted to break his wall breakers actually into this compartment, but unfortunately they did not, and he just kind of had to do a lot of stuff on the fly for this one. Speed this walk up just a tad. Surprise, just a tiny little Tesla farm behind the town hall. That sweeper's clutch there. Pushes the healers away from the AD, and literally it's kind of ironic, but it happens sometimes with these queen charges is the sweepers, they're meant to prevent LaLoons. They're meant to prevent queen charges, but depending on the angle, they actually can protect the queen if you haven't been able to take out the ADs. So now the ADs, unfortunately, are able to just go right back at the healers. Still got her ability. Saved it. Now she's going to take out the AD. Perfect. So now he's just going to have to drop this BK. Very nice with that pathing right there. And now the BK is going to go in and going to deal with this Inferno, which is going to be huge. Yep, Inferno down. Now I can start his flight. Starting it from 6. Hounds are in. He's still got all his haste left for this raid. Powering him in. Probably could have put this one a little bit closer to the IT, so these loons weren't so slow in getting to it. Look at them. They're all pretty much, they're going to take it down, but a lot of them are going to suffer a lot of damage because of that. Good haste there. Still got 1 haste in the bag left. Queen back to full health somehow with the 2 healers left on her. More haste. More loons are going down, but it's not going to matter. Still got a hound up. And that hound's not going to pop, but it doesn't matter because he just got so many freaking minions on the back end. It's crazy. Love it. This base was, I mean, going from the intro queen charge where he probably was like, holy shit, this is going to fail, to crush a fresh hit with this much left up is completely nuts. Boggles my mind. Great job. Great job, Karl. And yeah, so 13 stayed up. We did not get a chance to dip on that one, unfortunately. But it was a good base. It held up against a ton of Town Hall 10 attacks. At least 3. All right, so the second half of Karl Marx' 6-pack. Going to be coming with a more like standard or common troop comp here with Queen Walk / Queen Charge Mass Miner. And I'm guessing he's got some miners in the CC as well. So nice wall break in there. Gets him into 2 compartments. Uses a few miners on that army camp. Just wants to get it down. Just 1. So nice troop space there. I think this was one of the attacks that also could have surprised me. Because I have a feeling... Oh, okay. I'm thinking about the Reddit Raiders War, man. Just confusing everything. So IT down, he's able to pull the CC, and now he's going to engage the Royals as well. So a ton of value for this Queen Charge. Still has her ability and another Rage in the bag for her. So he's got both that he can use to deal with these Royals if he needs to. Uses the ability now. Now he's getting ready for the Rage if he needs it for the enemy BK, which he will. And now, pretty much, we're just waiting on him to start the miners. Using his BK there to help with the funnel. Uses the ability early just to clear this stuff out so the miners actually focus in on the base is where he wants them to go. Queen's just kind of working on a wall. No rush there. He just dropped 1 miner here. Great use of a troop right there. Just to help out. Uses the heal on the Tesla farm with the wizard tower, with the bombs, with the skelly traps. This is like, even though this really wasn't an anti-miner base, that part was anti-miner, because if you don't have a heal for that, you are probably not going to be having a fun time. So miner's still working through the base. Tons of them up. Queen's still working her way around up top. No more heals left for the miners, but I mean, probably high 20s left at least. So I mean, it's not super necessary yet. She's working on another wall. Let's just kind of speed this up a tad. Now the miners are going to work their way back around, finally towards the Inferno Tower. And all he needed was a few. And Inferno dealt with last, with a little swag wall breaker in the bag. Great job, Karl. Yes, so yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed these Town Hall 11 and 10 3 stars. And as always, really appreciate you guys for watching, supporting the channel. And until next time.